first, as we always do, a quick update on what's going on in the Americas. And so I'm just going to go around to our chairs. So Maria Eugenia, do you have any updates for Latin America, Caribbean?
Yes, good morning, everyone. I have two updates. Christiane Dart, as always, has already put in contact with the ICA. There is going to be a meeting in Lima, so we are wondering to try to take the chance to have a connect prior to the start of this conference. And also, Marita and the CADA chair. CADA is an association of lawyers in aviation that was founded in Colombia. We have get in touch to seek for opportunities for work together. There is some opportunity opening in September, so I will keep you posted about that.
Wonderful. Thank you for those updates, Maria Eugenia. I don't see Sarah with us today, so I'm going to just first say a thank you to Ebru. She has raised her hand and stepped forward to be our chair for America's Association Development. Ebru, do you have any updates you'd like to provide today?
Yes. First of all, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm very excited to work with Connie. I see that she's, I think, on the call. So just real quick on that, under the Association and Development Committee, we are introducing a new initiative under Connie's leadership. This new initiative is all about reaching out to top aerospace and aviation recruiting companies with inviting them to sponsor our IAWA organization. The strategy behind the strategy behind it is really let them sponsor us, and then they can also reach out to our talent. And we are also planning to invite them to our annual conference in Philadelphia this year. So this is something I am working with Connie. Already the email is ready to go, and already the top 10 companies are identified, and I already sent one email on behalf of IAWA, including our IAWA brochure that Connie shared with me to one of the recruiting company. So this is where I am, Corinne.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Connie, also for that leadership that you provide for our association development. We'll get to see Paige's next topics when we get to our look ahead todays. And thank you always, Paige, for all your collaboration and help in bringing things to this venue. And then let's see, Ivan, I don't see on here today. I did see Andy. Andy, do you have any updates for marketing?
I do. I wanted to know if well, I think it might be premature. I know that sounds that's too teasing of a lead-in, but it might be premature. We are looking at ways to update our website, and our membership is changing again. And so we're looking at verbiage around that. We're always looking at ways to engage the various regions, including the Americas. And Ivan, I don't think Ivan is on here, but she attends these. But we also, it would be helpful to have someone totally dedicated to the Americas. So she has people in Europe, Asia, Africa, Middle East, etc., but she doesn't have anybody specifically dedicated to the Americas. So that might be something that would help, help support Ivan. So anyway, just more to come.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to I'll make this green here and show that we have an open position. So if anybody on the call, if that's something you're interested in, please just go ahead and reach out to me afterwards. That's what Eber did after the last call. And just like that, we get on it, right? So thank you, Andy, for voicing that. And we're excited, as always. Marketing does such a great job of keeping Iowa relevant and connecting with all the folks that need us. Okay, Tatiana, I see you. Anything for membership today?
I would probably piggyback on what Andy said around a membership. We are going to be announcing new membership changes and categories within like this week or early next week. And so I don't have like a specific detail that I'm authorized to share as communication will be coming, but please keep up your emails open and check for the email from Karen. There'll be sharing information around our new membership structure and names, as well as exciting things that's happening within membership around allyship and allyship subcommittee that's going to be sitting within our organization. So I would say it's very shortly coming up once we have a meeting on Thursday. So there'll be more to share. Karen will share details with the whole organization, not just America's committee.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tatiana, as always. I see we have some of our folks who get to engage in Connects on the call today. Thank you for the work that you do. And what you see, all the names that are on the right-hand side of that chart, those are your focal points. So if you want to have a Connect in your area, you haven't seen one set up, those are people that you can reach out to specifically to help you in setting one up. They are not the only people in your region that can set one up. So I'm just going to put a voice out there. If you are in the Puget Sound area and you would like to get together, I know there's a few people in the Puget Sound in Washington State who are in aerospace, reach out to Kimberly. She can help guide you in how to get one set up. And I will come. So please do that. I am excited there. I know there's going to be one. We'll talk about the upcoming ones in just a second. So as you know, all these charts will be sent out later. This captures some of the updates that Maria Eugenia spoke to earlier. So I'm just going to go on Sarah's as well. So the upcoming events that we have right now in our Iowa website are reflected here. These are the ones that are on there for the next period between now and our next engagement meeting. Please go ahead and register. I'm including in this list not only the ones that are in the Americas, but all of them, because I know that we have a traveling body of members here. So please do go and attend global events. They are amazing. And especially the Iowa European Forum is coming up. And that has and just astounding set of speakers and topics that will be covered, and a great group of folks to get to engage with. So encourage you, if you're able, to go and meet up. That will be in Germany this year. All right.
Karen, I have a quick question. On this call, I see an Iowa face without a name. And since you were doing all the updates, could we just meet her officially?
An Iowa face without a name?
It's Iowa. No,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
our Iowa.
Catherine.
Referring to me.
Yeah.
Jacqueline. I should have changed that. Real quick, everyone. Hello. I don't want to take Nikia's time. My name is Catherine Bacon. I am your, I guess, representative from ACG, a management company. And I have been working with Karen and Andy and Tatiana, and I'm officially the associate director of Iowa now, working with Kira. So it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I know I've met a number of you through various meetings and committees and things like that, but I'm looking forward to working with you all and excited to hear Nikia's talk.
Thank you. Thanks, Jackie, for calling that out. All right, so we are now over to Nikia. So Nikia, take it away.
All right, let me share my screen. Hold on. Trying to be kind to my future self. So I'll share my screen. I also want to see you guys, so I'm going to do share meeting on my side. And I put you on this other screen because I like things to be interactive. And I can see you both. All right. I don't know where you guys are coming from when you entered this meeting. If it's your, like my life, you're multitasking and doing a lot of things. So I always begin with a breathing exercise, 3 deep breaths. Paige, can you hear me? Awesome sauce.
Ma'am.
So you're going to plant your feet on the ground. If you're sitting at your desk, try to get your feet flat on the ground. And you're going to take your hands, palm downs, and put on your thighs and try to make your back really straight as you can be. You know, you're in the military. When we take the deep breaths, I want you, when you inhale, to try to take your belly button to touch the back of your spine. And when you exhale, get everything out. Right. Expand your diaphragm. When you're exhaling, try to get your belly button to touch the back of your spine. That is how much you're going to get all the air out. 3 very deep breaths, and we're going to hold at the peaks. Are you ready? All right. Breathe in. Hold, and then exhale. Breathe in. Hold, and then exhale. We're going to go big for the last one. Breathe in. Hold, and then exhale. And this kind of gets your body and mind into your body and here with me. And for the next 20 minutes or less, stop whatever you are doing so we can have a very focused session. My intention is to co-create a safe space of curiosity, of grace, and expedited learning because we have a short time. So just to tell you a little bit about me, I grew up in Jamaica. I was that kid. I was driven. A-type personality. I wanted to be somebody. I was gonna get an A. I'm that person, if I get 99%, I want to talk to the teacher about that 1%. I loved math and science. I could not spell to save my life. English was not my thing. I was then a trained math and science high school teacher in Jamaica. Then I migrated to the US, studied engineering, fell in love with Lean Six Sigma, and joined GE in Louisville. I spent over 2 decades learning what I'm going to be, what I am, who do I want to be, what do I enjoy, and all the people who told me when I was younger that I was never going to amount to anything, I was going to prove to them that I was going to be something. So early on, I tried to prove them wrong. I did a lot of things to try to prove them wrong until I learned what is it that I want and focus on me. And so I took a lot of journeys you're going to see throughout my life. So throughout that time, as I go on these journeys, I transitioned through 7 functions. As I told you, I started as a math and science high school teacher, did engineering, joined GE, did IT, and transitioned through many other functions. I've had 5 major big career shifts throughout that 20-year journey and across 4 industries. I started out in manufacturing and appliances. Then I went to supply chain at Ryder and transportation. And then the majority of the time I spent at GE Aerospace. And then I also went to Cisco as well in IT. So this is what I've learned about us so far as human beings. We are infinite. We are beings that were created to connect, to create, to dream, and bring things to life. You are way more than you can ever imagine. This is the big takeaway for you if you don't remember anything that I said. If you are considering or you're going through a big career shift, a big career change, it isn't about starting over because sometimes you feel like you have to start over. It's about repositioning the value you've already built. This is where we begin. We have 3 key actions, and I'm not sure, Paige, were we able to share the worksheet? Or if they have it in the chat?
They were not able to get the worksheet, but we can share that in the chat right now.
All right. So guys, I'm still a teacher. to appeal to all the different types of learning styles, I have to write things for it to be real and for me to remember. So I always try to give different ways. But if you're a note taker, grab a sheet of paper, because I don't think you're going to be able to print the worksheet, but you'll get it. There's only 3 things you need to write down, and then the rest of the worksheet is for your quiet time. 3 key actions is we're going to identify your transferable value when you're going through a big career shift. The second thing you do is build a bridge and not a leap. And the third thing is to activate your network with intent. And we're going to talk about each of these and how you can apply it in practical ways. And I'll tell stories along the way. So let's start with identify your transferable value. So I'll tell a story of my biggest transition shift. So I started out in IT. And when I eventually ended up at GE Aerospace, I was pulled in to fix ERPs. Because of my IT background and my Lean Six Sigma background, connecting processes and people, this is where I was. But I was tired of doing ERPs. I don't know if anybody on the phone has been a part of an ERP. ERPs are brutal and they leave battle scars. So after about my 4th ERP, I'm like, I am ready for a change. I'm ready to do something different. So this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in where the action is. Somehow I believe when I see my friends in commercial, traveling the world, closing business deals, I'm like, that sounds amazing. I want to be in that type of field. But how do I move from IT, processes, ERP systems to aerospace? That is my challenge. How do I move from that type of career and go into the commercial space? So this is how I looked at it. I wanted to build these type of capabilities in aerospace. This is my big, bold shift. I'm not going to get there immediately, but at least I want to identify what is it that I desire when I see the cool people, especially in all employee meetings. I wanted to build commercial leadership, enterprise strategy, customer programs, MRO operations, have multi-billion-dollar portfolios. I used to align teams towards outcomes, cross-functional teams, but this time I wanted to align organizations towards business outcomes. And I wanted to manage executive stakeholders versus my cross-functional teammates. So I had a vision of where I wanted to be. So see if you can figure that out. Talk to people who are doing the things that you want to do or what you're curious about. And it doesn't mean that is your end goal, but it's what you want to do next. Life is in seasons. It's just your next adventure. So then I said, what are the skills that I'm good at now? Listen, man, I have been an IMLP. I don't know if you guys have ever been on leadership programs where you every 6 months you have a new job and you're the dumbest person in the room, but you're charged to make a change in 6 months. GE is amazing at building that muscle when you go through their programs. I had learning agility. I learn pretty fast. I tell people I'm going to be dumb for so long when I'm in this role, but I will learn. Right, Catherine? I will learn. I will catch up. I had IT management, ERP program, Lean Six Sigma. So what are the things that I can take with me as I move over to the commercial role? And so I identified them next. My learning agility follows me everywhere I go. Strategic thinking and problem solving is something I can apply to any function, to anywhere I go, to any industry. I know how to drive and lead change, and we go to that change together. I know how to talk to teams cross-functionally, because everything that we do in this world right now is going to be a cross-functional team effort, and IT is at the center. I know how to facilitate and build relationships and operational excellence, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the first thing that you do, is what are the things that I have built, the skills, capacity, the gifts, the superpowers that I can take with me to build on and not start from scratch. The next thing is build a bridge and not a leap. So I know I couldn't jump immediately from Engine's ERP into a commercial customer-facing role. So I said, what are the different roles that could be a bridge and a step towards that space? Because I was ready for a change. And I remember I was struggling in trying to figure out, because sometimes when you're trying to make a change, people tend to just serve you or give you opportunities that is similar to what you've already done. Very few people are open to taking a risk on you. I remember Sean Warren. I met Sean Warren when I was at Appliances. I was part of an employee resource group, and he was on stage. Listen, I'm Jamaican. He's the only executive I've seen with a dreadlocks in GE that was on stage introducing Jeff Emmett. And I'm like, I am going to know who that man is. And so I got to know Sean through an ERG while I was at Appliances. I went to Ryder. I came back to GE, and now I was in GE Aerospace. And I was in New York at the time. By the way, we moved around the world quite a number of times. And he was my mentor. And then we moved from New York, and now we're living in Ohio. And he called me and he said, get on my calendar. I hear you're ready for a change. I'm like, how did you know? I'm like, listen, this man has people all over. He said, get on my calendar. And I said to him, this is what I want to do. And I'm tired of doing ERPs and I'm ready for a change. And he said, go see Asha Belarski. And I'm like, who is Asha Belarski? And he said, just reach out to her. Tell her I sent you. And I reached out to Asha, and she was on the services side in the commercial world. And I did a get to know. And I was walking her through my background. Asha is an amazing leader, and we're still connected to this day. And she said, you are just what I'm looking for. And I'm like, huh? She said, I have all the cost data across all our sites. And we are trying to improve that data quality so we can do accurate pricing, forecasting. There's so much things that we do based on this cost data. I need somebody who understands IT, can speak to IT, speak to the business while they can learn the business quickly. And you've been on programs, so you know you can learn fast. And that is how I joined her team and become the services cost data leader and bridge to that world. In that role, I was able to do enterprise strategy because I had all the cost data across GE Aerospace. I could understand and learn through my teammates' MRO operations because that is how we get that data. I was able to practice and build the skill of aligning organizations towards business outcomes because so many organizations are involved that touches, creates, and uses that data. So I could understand our finances and I could understand our business outcomes. And those slides come to life. And because I had cost data, I had to interact with a lot of executives around what is going on around that initiative. So I got to practice. So guys, find a bridge that bridges you to where you want to go, that you can take your transferable skills while you build on new skills. So that is your takeaway from this story, and you can do it. Listen, AI. AI is the best thing since spell check, because you know I can't spell. I hate English. So this is your tip. Upload your resume, identify a target role, ask the tool to act as a professional career coach or recruiter. Ask the tool to identify your transferable skills and a gap analysis to where you want it to be. And you have also other questions in your handout that you can help you to look at other roles that can be a bridge. When you get that gap analysis, don't be scared. There is creative ways to be in a role and still expand your skills and build out your gaps to make you competitive for that next role. Can anybody on the phone think of creative ways where they've built out their skills? I'll give you one. Functional, cross-functional extra projects. What else can you do to build out your skills? Has anybody done anything different to kind of build out their skills while in a role and expand their skills?
I have an
That you want to
example, one of which would be something like this, like joining a professional organization and like doing any sort of work for a professional organization to help build those skills.
Yes. Anyone else? You can type in the chat, take a volunteer work, stretch projects. Yes. Shadow someone in that role. I have seen roles and I'm like, I want to do it. And I shadowed the person for a week and I'm like, no, thank you. It's great. It looks shiny. Well, after the shadow, I'm like, And then there's other people that I shadow and their world is amazing and magnificent and expanded the possibility for me of like, I didn't know you did that. So you can shadow a person, join an industry group, take on extra projects, and online training. Many things you can do. And it's in your workout sheet as well, in terms of when you find those gaps, what are creative ways you can fill out those gaps? And then we go to the next story, which is the last one. How am I doing on time? We're good, Paige? Help
Good.
me.
Yeah, I think
You
you
got
got
about
10,
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I am doing great. So when you look at this diagram on my left, I think it's your left too. What does that look like? Give me the words to describe that picture that you see. I'm looking down here because I want to see your notes. You can type, you can come off mute. I like it interactive.
Connections.
Huh? Connections.
Connections.
Yes. What else come to mind, Hebrew? Does it look simple?
Complex.
Complex. What about the distance between the points? The same?
Different.
Different. Thank you, Hebrew. I don't like to present alone. It's undefined. You can't really see the shape. You don't know where it begins and ends. Some lights are brighter than some lights. Some things are stronger. Some connections are stronger than others, right? And this is what your network should be like. It should have many people, diverse, powerful. I'll share you my last story. So I left GE Appliances after being on program and doing ERPs in IT. And then I went to Ryder, and I was in Florida, Miami. We're in Louisville. I moved to Miami. I had a pool. I'm Jamaican. I'm happy. And then my friend Daniqua, who I knew in Louisville, she was on program, but in HR. So she was on the HRLP program, and I was in IT. So we were on program together in Louisville. Daniqua calls me. She's now in New York, in Long Island. And she's like, hey, how you doing? The site here got a new ERP. Have you ever fixed an ERP after it's been implemented? And I'm like, no, it's not possible. Once you mess it up, it's always going to be messed up. And she's like, really? Do you want to come up and meet the team in New York? And I'm like, Daniqua, I'm Jamaican. I think it snows in New York. Louisville was my north. I'm not leaving Miami. And she's like, you don't have to leave Miami. Just come and meet the team. So I went to New York to go meet the team. Darius was there at the time as the plant leader. And they were telling me about all the problems that they had and how much the ERP has ruined the site. They can't ship any material. They can't buy any material. And it's at a standstill, huge crippling of the site. And he's like, can you fix it? And I'm like, can I fix it? And I'm like, this is a great challenge. So I went back to Ryder, and the CIO is former GE, and I'm like, I think I want to go find out if I can fix it. What I didn't know is when I was interviewing, there was a lady in IT called Debbie Haynes, an IT leader. She also knew the IT leader at GE Appliances in Louisville, Jill Eaton, who ran the IMLB program. So she called Jill and said, is Nakia good? Can she help us? And Jill is like, if there's one person who's going to figure out a way how to fix an ERP after the fact, Nakia is going to figure it out. And that's how I moved from Florida. I'm going to say they kidnapped me to New York where it snows. And I worked in Long Island. And it's when after I got to Long Island that Debbie said, I called Jill to find out who you are, how you show up, and can you take on this challenge to fix this business? And she said, yes, that is the power of a network. That is the power of it. From Daniqua, who grew up with IMLP with me while she was on program, to the lady who was leading the program at the time. It's a small world, especially in our industry. If you're in aerospace, if there's other people on the call who's in other industries, that's okay too. It's a small world. And it takes just one phone call. Relationships and how you show up matters. And build good, healthy relationships. Don't be a parasite and just take. Take time to invest in the humans along your path in the different seasons of life, because you just don't know who knows who and who's going to call who. Now, if you have a very strong network, What are the different types of people you should find in your network? Type in the chat or come off mute. This is the last question, guys. And I'm all done.
I think you want to
Who
find
else?
every level, every part of like every career stage. Like I really benefit from like early to mentor, middle, senior. You can benefit from all.
By the way, your peers are powerful, guys. Don't sleep on your peers. You don't know where your peers are going and where they're going to be. Don't sleep on your cross-functional peers. Anybody else have anything else to add? One more. What else should be in your network? Have a strong, effective network. Anyone else? Let's talk about. Go ahead.
Attend IAWA meeting.
Say it again, Maria.
Attend the annual conference of IAWA.
Yes. You know it's on my slide.
Feed your network.
Yes.
Make sure you give it care and feeding. Don't just get there when you need something. Check in.
Thank you. Those are the parasites, Connie. And you know a parasite when you see one coming. You only hear when they want something. We don't like that person. Don't be that person. Previous leaders, peers, listen, your peers are powerful. Most of my opportunities comes from my peers, mentors, coaches, sponsors, and champions. Oh, another group, HR. Guys, have great relationships with team members in HR. They know what's coming. They know what is going on in all the moves. Employee resource groups are powerful. Industry associations, IAWA, your customers, conference connections. Relationships are not random connections. They are strategic pathways that accelerate opportunity, growth, and visibility. And I end where I began. Career change isn't about starting over. It's about repositioning the value you've already built. And with that, I end. Thank you so much for the brave ones who interacted, who participated, for the short expedited class on how to shift in your career. With that, I pass it back to Karen.
Thank you, Nakia. That's awesome. I love that, how you started curiosity, grace, and expedited learning, because indeed that was expedited. Everybody, yes, thank you. Awesome. Oh my gosh, I love this view. I can see so many more faces. This is very good. So yeah, the handout is in the chat. So if you didn't already see that and you want to take that away with you as well, so you can continue to ponder and sit with that, you know, great framing for thinking about how do you take that value that you've already created to generate those new opportunities as you build those bridges in your transitions. Yes, and Connie, I love that. Great reminder. Feed your mentors, feed your network, feed, you know, like it's all about those relationships, and a relationship isn't in an isolated setting. So, yes, thank you so much. I'm going to bring us back to our slide deck. So here we go. Next, we're going to flip over to our annual conference. And this is the chart that we show every week, every month, with sometimes some updates from Donna. Big things here. You guys we can book our hotel rooms now, start to get going in there. But the main focus for today's annual conference updates are being brought to us by Jackie, one of our advisory group members. So Jackie, over to you. Jackie, I can't hear you yet. Anyone else hear Jackie?
Sorry about that. I'm going to address everyone's attention to the bottom of Karen's screen. Thank you, Karen, for all of that. The email addresses, okay? Make note of that because I'm going to speak really fast. The current conference has a theme that involves, we're calling them. One is resilience, one is AI, and the third one is sustainability. There are currently 7 panels that are available. All of them are open for additional speakers. Okay, so if you know somebody who fits into any one of these little areas, please note the email at the bottom. And Erin Shambao is the content chair. So she's the one who is really, she's gathering all of the information, and we're putting it together so that each of the panels will be full. Okay, so I'm going to very generally tell you that and if you know people who are connected to, you've got all that there. Okay, you've got the sentence description, you've got the options that they're looking for. I think if I say anything, Karen, can you think of anything that I can say that will add to what's already here that I haven't said?
No, I think that's great. So yeah, ladies and gents, take a look at the titles that you see here, the description. Feel free to send notes on ideas of speakers. We're always looking for people globally. So we want to bring people in to represent our entire membership and have some diversity with that, both from location they're from, but also thinking about different companies and different parts of our industry.
Right.
So yes, this will be coming out in the notes that you'll receive following up our meeting today. I put the email addresses right in the chat as well to make those easier to copy paste into your own emails. But yeah, and Jackie is a great person to always connect with, not only on conference, but anything Iowa in general. So a great person as one of our advisory group members. So ladies, there's a lot of folks on the call today that are really good for reaching out and going back to Nikia's last point, because I'm not off of our talk yet, but activating your network with intent. I'll just give a shout out to Jackie, as she is a part of my network, and love getting to feed into that relationship, and encourage you all, find your networks within Iowa too. It's a great place for that. So thank you, Jackie. And yes, please, if folks know people or are one that thinks that they could contribute in one of these speaker opportunities, please reach out to the folks in the chat. So I'm handing it over to Paige now to speak to our look ahead.
Yes. First of all, another round of applause for Nikia. That was awesome. That was truly expedited and truly wonderful. Very glad to have her. And we have more special topics planned. It looks like it's going to be Christian Dart for Christiane. Can anyone correct me on the pronunciation? Christiane. Christiane has given us some confirmation that she would love to give a topic next June for our next meeting. We're still ironing out what exactly she wants to speak on, but generally she has a great pulse on what's going on right now in the world of aerospace. So something about current trends. In July, we're going to have Milen give a little teaser of something she would like to put into the annual conference, a panel discussing like women in the cargo space. So excited to hear about that. And then August is currently open. So if you would like to give a topic on anything related to career, Iowa, or you know someone that could give some really great expertise, either industry trends or career growth or advice, please let me know. My email is at the bottom of the slide. I really love these special topics. They're really fun, and the more diverse, the better. So any ideas you may have, or if you want to get a little bit of speaker experience on something that you feel you have expertise in, please reach out to me.
Awesome. Thank you, Paige. So with that, thank you for your last 45 minutes of our quick reconnecting virtually across the Americas. Please reach out if there's any Iowa questions, ways to connect. We know that we have our great chair with Maria Eugenia in Latin America and Caribbean, and the task force that she's running there, and Sarah Nabal for North America. So please continue to engage, continue to meet through the connects that are being set up, or set up another one, because we do love to see each other in person as well. So with that, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you again next month.